Okay.
I'm kind of would like to be just say, no specialty skills. Just keep adding them on to your normal skill. Because that's kind of what I've been doing with the mobs that I've been making. Um, I'm not sure how that would work though.
Hmm.
So,
Also, my cat's going insane in the background, so I hope you don't. Right.
It's okay, mine too. Take a deep breath.
I wonder if he's hearing another cat.
why are there many cats? So many cats.
What I think the real question is, why don't you have many cats?
Because we're gonna have a puppy.
I'm just saying, I think that your house is the odd one out in this case.
It is, and I would absolutely love to have cats, but no, we're gonna have a puppy, which is fine. That's cute.
These are good.
We're gonna have a pup. Don't want to seem ungrateful for future puppy. Can everybody access all of the folders? Like, I know Sylvan was having trouble.
Well,
Yeah, I
like
can't.
when you linked it in the Facebook combo, I could open it no problem. But like for whatever reason, it might be like some kind of share setting. But when I opened the folders from Google Docs that I have access to, or Google Drive I have access to, it just wasn't showing anything.
Okay.
Just
That was happening to me for like the Edenfall folder, but then after you posted and Jen posted the link, it started working again. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
you know
know.
what? It's done the same to me too. So it probably just like needed the specific
refresh.
documents to get shared or something.
I think I may have done it by mass selecting everything and then fucking with the settings all the way through.
I haven't read any of the core textbooks. Is that cool?
That's okay. I have read basically the bare minimum of the Cortex book that I can get away with.
Also, so like for character creation for our like attributes, I think they're called.
Yeah.
We're doing 42 cost total, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Which I think may actually have. No, because that was last time we discovered that the stats were too high, and then rolled back, and then just said we would have additional traits. So
You would
I
have
think-
what?
Because originally we were going to do veteran so that you could have more traits.
Oh right, but we're doing novice now.
Yeah, we're doing novice
Okay.
with traits that you can get. Which I think is actually the normal default Cortex system, but I'm putting a limit on the positive traits you can have because you have a lot of racial traits.
Yes.
So, and are we using the traits from the book or just the ones in that list?
You can use the traits from the book, or you can make them up.
Okay.
So if you want to play like a persnickety, they don't have one in there for.
So I see that like as a novice, you don't start with any traits, do you? Or
Yeah, I think that was what the initial thing of why we moved up to
I
veteran
see.
was. But you get traits now, so
Okay.
because I like
How many
traits.
points
I
for
think they're-
traits?
You don't get any additional points, but what you can do is you can have a maximum of 4 positive traits that you have to buy with points you get from negative traits that are
Oh, I
limited
see.
in number.
Okay.
And then are the races kind of balanced in that way?
I
Already?
hope so. I hope so. I don't know. I tried, but I admittedly didn't try very hard. So, this is one of those things that we can work out a little bit as we go along. Like, one thing that I'm very aware of is the androids, the synths, are massively overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only going to be one of them. It's Sam. I'm not going to let anyone else play an android character. And there is a trait that I am calling occasionally shit will just break the trait, which is going to balance it out. And that is the reason why he's not here today in Universe, is he was going about and something just broke. So now instead of leading your expedition off to go find treasure, he has to be fixed.
I see.
Yep.
I see.
So I can fuck him over whenever I want, basically. I think most of the races are balanced in your favor, if anything.
So I
Yeah, well,
totally
I'm just
copy
wondering, like,
paste
do we need
Jack's
to...
character sheet thing. Are the skills in the skill tab like with your variations, or do I have to make those changes?
Did you copy Jacqueline's, or did you copy the default?
I couldn't access the default, so but I had access to Jacqueline, so I just copied Jacqueline's.
Well, and that one is the default. Like, I just straight up copied it.
Okay, so it should be fine.
Like, I didn't add anything
Okay.
to it.
The skills are for the, yeah, I think it's alright. Let me just check how the unarmed skill works. Yes, then I did put that fix in. So yeah, so long as you don't alter any of the stuff in the abilities column, your skill should be fine.
Okay. And also don't touch the total thing because that has the math.
The total thing is literally just the sum of all the other ones. So, like, it does have math in it, but it's literally just adding all the others together. The one
Okay.
that does the funky math is in the ability column.
Right.
Because stuff like, for the defense, it has the +8. And then for some of them, it has picking the stronger value of whatever value you have. So things like for, unarmed combat, you can either be like a brawler and have strength be your main one, or you can be like a kung fu ninja one and have agility be your
Got
main
it.
thing, and there's different things like that. I'm also not entirely sure as to the defense formula. It seems to be working relatively well for me creating baddies for you to murder, but I don't know how well it's going to work in total because I've been basing those values, like the normality of those, essentially off of Dallas's character and Sam's character. Sam's character, of course, being a robot with 9 million ranks in defense, and so is ridiculously overpowered and made of steel, and Dallas being the squishiest thing ever made.
I'm listening. I'm just also, like, trying to read this book.
So I'm gonna have I haven't figured out the specific math yet, but kind of my character concept thing is I'm gonna have a lot of tech and craft for like metalworking stuff and making things related to furnaces.
Okay, tech is specifically settler technology.
Okay, so I think one of my goals as a character is to find a settler like Power Core and make the most epic engine ever.
Okay.
Or furnace ever.
As far as skills, as for what you would have, I would say you'd probably have more in, like, natural philosophy would be your big one. Because that is, like, mechanics, that's Newton's laws, that's making gears, and theory, mechanism, and stuff.
Sure.
Tech is basically, can you figure out how to use this old-ass shit no one knows how to work anymore?
Okay,
That's
I
what
see.
specifically that's for.
So that's what you meant by like use magical device for.
Yeah, it's basically use magical device.
And craft is like making stuff, right?
No, I didn't have subsections, but craft is making stuff, and like that's one where I may do subsections for that, but honestly, it would be like metalwork versus cloth versus steel, and I don't think it's gonna come up that much. But then, considering I had an idea yet last night of one of the things that I want you guys to have to do is actually find food on occasion.
Okay.
So, and you have
Gross.
breakable weapons.
My bird eats garbage.
You know, one of the funny things with the poor frickin' featherfolk is because of the horrific ways their genetic modifications that were never meant to be have gone horribly wrong. They have really bad digestive systems, so they're basically obligate carnivores.
Cool. I eat. Can I make owl pellets? Can I like eat things and then just puke up the bones and stuff and just like leave them wherever?
I will say that you can. That is not something you should be able to do in the world, but I will say that you can. Your
I
character,
trained myself specifically. I can do it like on command. I don't have to,
yeah,
but just like on somebody's pillow.
yeah. Like that's absolutely a thing that you can do. I'm not entirely sure if it's a thing you should do. You know, I
That's
got
pretty much my entire life anyway. So it's beautiful.
yeah. Sylvan, you are doing thrown weapons?
I think I'm gonna. Well, I was actually gonna ask about that. Like, say I'm gonna get lots of ranks in like craft, metalwork, and then maybe craft alchemy because I think I would need that to figure out steam engines and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, but say I've got ranks and that kind of stuff. What kind of grenade would I be able to like reliably craft?
Um,
Obviously, I'm not
The first
making like
question is about
actual
grenades.
hand grenades, but
well, okay.
Molotov
Number-
cocktails.
Number one thing is black powder hasn't technically been invented yet. It's like
Okay,
it's happening concurrently.
but alcohol has.
Alcohol has, so you could absolutely make a Molotov cocktail.
And what do people use to start fires?
Flint and steel for the most part.
Okay.
You could, you could probably do like, this is gonna be stupid, but you know in 300,
Yeah.
the Persians have those bombs. You can do something like that. I will let you do something like that because that's awesome.
Sweet. Yeah, I would like to do that.
Yeah. You
I would
can do
also
that.
like to add that my character has a lot of scarring on him from furnace experiments gone wrong.
From experiments.
That makes sense. So you want me to add on craft things like I did for knowledge? Is that
Yeah,
something
that would be
you'd
nice.
be-
That's
Okay.
cool.
I am going to do it on the. Okay, so I have two options. Either I can do it on the default sheet and then try to copy and paste it onto everybody else's, or I can do it on the default sheet and if you want to have craft skills, take them.
Okay, let me see if I can access the default sheet.
You should be able to. I think I changed the settings.
It's in characters?
It is.
No, I only see myself and Jacqueline's character.
Weird, because Sam and... I'm gonna check to see this. Why is it
I
consistent?
can see the default one too, though, but not.
Weird.
Okay, let's...
I guess Google doesn't think I'm a real friend. Doesn't actually share your
Anybody
things.
with the...
I think
Okay,
it's
Dallas
weird.
has it. Do you have it now, Sylvan?
Let me see. Nope. It's in characters, right? I just have the two.
Okay,
If you post the link in Facebook, I should be able to see it.
to the folder or to the thing in particular?
Try the folder.
Okay, good, because the folder would be... Although, you know, I don't guess you don't really need...
Let's do some
access to
testing
everybody
here.
else's, but... Maybe it's because you... Like, how did you go into this? Did you click the link?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now I see them all. Now let me refresh the other window I have. Oh, I still don't see them. That's so weird.
It does seem to think of each window that you have open as a separate session. That might be the issue.
Oh, that's so weird. So it's like I can open the folders you linked to me. If I open the actual documents in it, then my Google Drive lets me open them fine from then on.
Okay.
But if I don't try to open them, then I won't see them in other things. Okay. So let's see. Skills.
I haven't actually modified the thing yet.
Okay.
I shall. What?
I have aniline MIDI. Does that affect humanoids at all, or metahumans?
No.
Whatever? Okay.
Because they're not. I may have it affect Fae.
That's what I was.
Yeah, they may affect Fae, but they won't affect. I don't. I've come up with so many words for these people because one of the things is in universe, humans refers to just normal people who haven't been genetically modified, and then Earthborn are the entire group, including humans. But there's no word yet that I've come up with.
Well, what is a xenophobic racist human call
Devils, demons, half-borns?
Happies?
Yeah, because some of the mythology is that the Fae bred with the first humans, and that's how the metatypes came to be. So they're like half-breed. They're not really. They're just genetically altered humans. But that's kind of what people think, because people are...
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, who would want to have sex with humans? Like, oh, come on.
Certainly not me. Yeah. I have too many tabs open and I can't see.
I know, man. I know. Okay, so... Okay, so for craft skills, I currently have metallurgy, cloth, and leatherworking. I want to have... I don't know. I don't know. I haven't put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, no worries. It doesn't need to be figured out right now yet.
No.
Just, I do want to make, for future reference, like a craft-oriented kind of tech person.
Yeah. I'm actually somewhat because things like learning how to make the engine itself would be natural philosophy, and then having your craft skill
would be
for
the actual making of it,
metalwork, and then not having subgenres of the craft. Like, I see why having subgenres of craft would make sense, but I'm not sure. Because things like, other than metallurgy, weaving, and leatherwork, the ones that would come to mind are things that would fall into the knowledge skills, like alchemy.
Alright.
Alchemy is basically chemistry, so it's more of a physical skill than anything. I could have, like, cooking as a craft.
Yeah. That would work. And, like, food preparation and stuff. Make
Yeah.
food last longer. Something.
I can't edit mine. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay, I will see. I see. Oops, I am back. Oh, yes, I thought. Link can edit. Sylvain, can you alter yours?
Let me try.
I think it's the same fucked up as Jacqueline's, actually. Yep, it is. Okay. I just fixed it, so... Pretty good.
Yeah, I can edit mine in a rudimentary way.
Okay, so can anybody see a folder that says secrets in the characters.
Nope.
Ooh, what's this? Nope.
Okay. Damn you, Dallas. Okay, so
Wait a
Jack-
second, secrets? Who has secrets? Where are your secrets? Tell them to me. I won't tell. Or is this like Sam's secret is like he has an explosion button or something somewhere on his robot carapace. And if he rolls a 1, we all just go up.
Okay, Jackin, if you put your email address, then nothing will happen.
I think it depends where you put it.
In Skype, please. In the not everybody Skype.
Like that?
That is the everybody Skype, Jacqueline.
What?
But that works. I meant like, I sent you a thing, so you should be able to access. Yes, I already did. You should be able to access via your. Maybe there was an email that just got sent. Specific for where you
How
can
is
put
it?
alternate version. Enough of that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
What do you mean there are shenanigans afoot? There are many shenanigans.
Okay, so I can edit that one.
Yep.
Is that...
That, like, I'm...
Okay. You have to send Sylvain one of them too, right? Or can you edit yours now?
I still think can edit this. I just have to change the permissions. So anybody with the link, so basically anyone of this, can edit it. So like you probably staying over. Please don't. Why am I pink? Wait, I'm... What?
You're teal for me.
Oh, it's because I've got it open in 2 different... Okay, so I just had an encounter with myself. It's interesting.
Gross. So, because I'm a burb, I have to go through and, like, change those burb skills. Yeah.
Yeah. There should be a column for that. Like the racial column?
Yeah, I'm just, like, I don't know, it's kind of hard. I have a hard time, like, opening another window, like, higher in the folder, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It can be a little bit weird. I tried to share the entirety of the folder with everybody, but...
Yeah, no, it's totally just, like, a navigation thing. It's just a little bit annoying, but I think figured it out. And it's like, because there's like 3 or 4 different things to go through, like different things to have open to find all of them. I think I got it.
I see you. You got another misthrow.
Okay. So I take these. So I have this like these base numbers for my attributes.
Yeah.
And then I put my racial modifiers on top of those, and then those are my attributes.
Although, are these attributes in here the ones that you have done yourself?
I can't really hear you. I just heard a bunch of clicking and something muffled.
So the attributes in your character sheet,
Yeah.
are those the ones you made, or are those ones that were there for me coming up with the baddie?
They're the ones that were there by default.
Okay, so they're the ones that were there when I was using this as a so basically, you determine your attributes as normal, and then use the additional racial stuff on top of that.
Okay, so do I just look in the Cortex book to figure out how to do my attributes as normal?
Yeah, like base things. I think you get 48 points, and then it costs according to the dice cost, I think.
Okay.
I don't...
Page 16? How do I remember that? Don't ask.
That's okay. So... Yeah, buying a point is equal to 2 times the number of the actual points. Or to the number of die. So, like, if you were buying a D4 die, which will give you a +2 in my system, then you spend 4 points.
Okay. So they start at 0 and then have my racial modifiers on, and then I pay the costs? Or I pay the costs and then add my racial modifiers.
It doesn't matter. It's just like
it would change the cost though, right?
Yeah. You start off with 1, which is a D2. It's the lowest that you can go, and is basically you are disabled in some way.
Okay.
And then D4 is you're kind of shit. D6 is average, and then having a 6 modifier total, which would be a D12, is you are Superman.
Okay, so I start out with 1 in every attribute before I spend any points?
Yep.
Okay, and then do I add my racial modifiers to
You
that?
can add them before or after, it doesn't matter.
Okay, but it's going to change the cost, right?
Yeah,
Because if the racial modifier gives me...
Like, costs increase by 2 for each, like, next rank you want. So it comes out as the same, because your race probably has another minus.
Oh, okay, so it's not like to buy a D4 costs 4 points, and to buy a D8 in something costs...
Well, isn't it?
Points?
That's how I've been using it.
It is.
Yeah.
But you've got a +1 and you've got a negative 1.
Can I just like try to walk through why I'm confused? So if I start at like 1 and everything, and then my racial modifier puts that up to 2, that puts it up to a D4, right?
Yeah.
And then if I want to buy the 3rd point, that's a D6, which costs more.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Put the racials on last, then.
Okay.
Because I don't want them to cost you anything. They're supposed to be free.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just a little bit confused as to
No,
how...
that was a totally valid reason to be confused.
I see, and then so it's... Sorry, I'm being dumb. I'm just trying to figure this out. So then I start at 1, and I want to buy to put that up to a 2. That's 2 points, and then I want to put that up to a 3, and that's 4 points.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
And you can't have any attributes higher than 6 to begin with.
Okay.
Including your racial. So don't buy... If you're going to be a featherfolk, do not buy 6 in agility.
Oh, I see. Okay, including that. Alright.
Doesn't say it in this section, it says in one of these sections, already costs points. That's why that's the plus 2 is a D4. Base one already 2 points, which is kind of, it doesn't say on here. I'll find it for you.
If that's the case, that's dumb as hell.
Well, that's why D2s aren't mentioned on here, but they're the bare minimum. So the plus 1 actually costs you points, from what I understand.
Okay,
It's
so
really
technically, so then you start with 1 and everything, and then you only have 30 points to buy stats with. Is that
That's
the
what I
idea?
understand. Yeah.
What?
Okay.
That's why
Okay.
it's not 4 more points, as far as I understand, for D4. It's just 4 points base. I could be wrong.
Like, I think if you started with 1, you would still have to pay 2 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then see on this table 2.1 on page 17. So if I start with a 1, right, in
Yep.
agility, and I want to buy 2 in agility, I have to pay 4.
Not
But if
4
I want
more.
to put that up to a 3
Not
agility,
4
I
more,
have to
like
pay
4 in
1.
total for that stat, for that attribute. So if you just stuck to the 1, you would still have to pay 2 for it.
Yeah.
But then if you
But
wanted
then-
2, then you would only pay 4, you wouldn't pay 6.
Yeah, you pay an
Oh,
extra
but you
2.
pay 6 in total, right?
No.
I don't
No.
think so, because that would be
No.
huge scaling, and getting D12 would be impossible at our level.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to pay the 4, the 6, the 8, the 10, and then the 12.
Yeah. That's what I'm
when
saying.
you're-
So
that's-
Yeah.
So like
So-
every like dice type higher you want to buy
And
is just
all
going
the
to cost an
below
extra
average
2.
units.
okay, it doesn't cost
Just
like
2,
it
yeah.
doesn't. It's not additive.
Yeah, I don't think it's additive. I think it's... that's
Okay,
what,
so
even
then-
if that's not what the core textbook says, that's what I'm going to go
Oh,
with.
okay.
Because that makes sense.
That's how I understood.
And is that how you built the characters yesterday? I think it's more important to be consistent, or else we're gonna have like people of wildly different abilities, right?
Right.
I think that's how you did it, right?
Well, that's what I did when I
Yeah.
chose my stats.
Because otherwise, I wouldn't be able to afford anything above D3.
Yeah, no, and I definitely do want you to have... Because D3 is average, and I want you guys to have some sort of excel.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you
I
guys to be ubermensch, but I do want you to have abilities that set you apart. Because you are undertaking an adventure, which will
Okay.
determine the fate of millions. Which is literally the population of the entire planet.
I want to see what these skills do. What am I good at? Shit, I'm just a bird. I'm not good at anything.
If you're going to be a penne, then you should probably have some kind of craft skill, or possibly a performance skill, depending on what you want to do.
I want to sing rounds with myself.
That is a thing you can do. That would
Like,
typically...
I want to sing an entire 4-person row your boat.
I don't think you can
with
do
one-
4-person. I think you can do 2. I think...
What? Okay.
I think it's kind of like how like Tibetan throat singing works, only it's way more natural. You don't have to train yourself to do it.
Yeah. Because
I want to be a barbershop quartet.
what is your job? Barbershop quartet. One man barbershop quartet. One man.
You know, they do have like sound replicators and stuff, so you could absolutely do that with like record one of your parts where you're singing 2 lines.
Yeah, I think, can I be like a, what do they call them? Like a, I don't know what the name is, but like somebody that travels around and like makes little potions and poultices and puts a little bone in a bag and tells somebody to bury it on the full moon with a pumpkin and stuff.
I don't know the name for that either, but yes.
A charlatan?
Well,
Witch doctor.
yes.
I don't have a specific featherfolk name for that.
Can I make one up?
You can. If it is a bird pun, it will be even better. As you may
I'll
have
figure
noticed,
it out.
they are all for bird puns.
I'll figure it out. But okay, but that like gives me something to work with.
Yeah. You know, like, technically, in the real world, augur would be a good name for that. But the augury is the ruling council of the featherfolk. So
So-
maybe don't call yourself an augur.
It would be kind of a funny pun though.
It would be, but if...
A meta pun or an inside world pun.
Yeah.
Unmeta.
But, like, considering the totalitarian nature of the Shenny, they would probably murder you for it.
Yeah,
So,
possibly. And that would be a bit of a drag.
I think in terms of like reasons for you to be joining this little group, um, either being a siren who is there as maybe kind of pseudo political thing, because Shen, which is the Feather Folk, and Cade, which is the country that is financing this expedition, don't get along very well, but they are very
Mhm.
close neighbors.
Well, but I
So,
mean, what? So what are the odds that? So Kate is funding this expedition. What are the odds that they know that they need to sort of have some kind of healer in this group, but because they don't really care about the people in the group in a lot of ways,
yeah.
because they're from the Shen, they just sort of hire what they think is kind of the shittiest healer ever, like this kind of charlatan snake oil sort of
Yeah.
healer.
One of the things that's a little bit a complication is Dallas's character is kind of spec'd for healing and knowledge
Oh,
skills.
is the healer. Okay. Okay.
I don't actually remember because I don't think is there a medicine skill? Yes, there's a medicine skill. Does Demone have it?
Okay, no, that's
Um,
cool. I can go somewhere else. Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, we kind of need a little bit of combat in here, especially ranged combat.
Okay,
Um,
I thought the bird people weren't actually good at fighting though.
Ranged combat better.
Yeah, like they're fragile.
They're fragile, but you can definitely go glass cannon. Um,
Okay, or I can I don't know, I can throw shit at people too.
yeah,
Of course I can't throw something like grenades, like I think Buddy's got that.
yeah. The grenades are definitely going to be a bit of a. I'm not entirely sure how I'm even going to handle that.
Well, we do have a big smashy robot for smashing.
Yeah, so he's got that pretty down good.
Okay.
If
So it sounds
Sylvain,
like I'm kind of in the rogue area, which
yeah,
is
yeah,
cool.
we
I can do that.
a sneaky would definitely be good.
Okay. I'm sorry, Dallas, I can't quite hear you.
It's because he's facing me and not his microphone.
No, I don't think I have my mic on.
Yeah, I think he's coming through your mic,
Oh.
Jen.
Okay, I will put this
Oh,
here then.
I was just saying I could re-roll real quick and, if you want to be the healer.
No, you can totally have the healer role. I'm just trying to like mesh what my brains of like what I want this character to be with like what's going to fit with the group. But like a rogue sort of thing works, and I think I can still sort of have this air of the charlatan around me, like, because that's sort of what they are, right?
Yeah, that's essentially what they are. They are.
Like, give me a bunch of money for some sticks I put in a bag, and like, or like an owl pellet that I just sort of right in there a few minutes ago, and suddenly you have a magical talisman, and I have money in my pocket. That seems okay.
That's absolutely a thing you could do. You could do con man. I know Joe was thinking of doing a little bit of a con man character, but I think he decided he was gonna go more Babe in the Woods in the end. I'm not entirely sure.
Do I know Joe?
I don't think you've ever met.
Okay, that's fine. So I think I had Joe and Sam conflated then.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
those are two different people. Okay.
Yeah. Joe is playing a Ferrani. So currently he is going to be our stealth person, although it's more of a hunting stealth aspect.
Like a ranger type.
Yeah, more of a ranger type. I do have several different plans available for things that are very Shadowrun-esque.
Hmm.
So if you want more of an urban lock-picking type of thing going on, because locks are indeed a thing.
I think we should like just go through with this thing and see where it takes us, right?
Yeah.
Like see if we enjoy the wildernessy stuff or we want more of the urban combat kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
Okay,
it wouldn't be like urban combat per se, because for most of this you are going to be traveling through wilderness, but it is things like you'll come across bandit camps, or one of the things that I have planned is, without too much spoilers, in order to accomplish a goal, you may have to break into some rich dude's house.
Oh, I see.
Was one of the ones that I was planning. So
We'll figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the roguey kind of roguey road.
okay.
I had influence, but I dropped it so that way Jack could probably have it.
Oh, okay. So Jack, did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
Sorry.
Dallas doesn't actually have influence, which would be the hey, come buy my stuff.
Okay.
Are you updating your character sheet, by the way? Okay. Oh yeah, so you with your putting zeros in where blanks would do just as well. So yeah, so you could absolutely be a charlatan type. And then honestly, having more healers is probably gonna be a good idea. Because there's no magic potions. There are things that
Well,
can...
there are if you talk to my character.
Oh yeah!
Bleh. Here, drink this.
But like realistically, if you don't want your characters to die. Which is one of the reasons why I've been trying to give you guys a lot of ways to get defended very well.
Mm-hmm.
And helping you guys try to have as high defense rating as possible. Because there's not potions, there's not wands of healing. There are objects that can be used for stuff like that. Like there are like sun glow amulets, which will heal you. But they are cripplingly expensive, and they get used up really, really fast. And they're not based on whether or not you're actually injured. They're based on your endorphin levels.
Oh, I see.
It basically they're nanomachines, and they sense if you're panicked, and will rush into you to try to repair whatever damage. And they're programmed based on the assumption that they can make as many more of themselves as need be, but that is not the case. So they use themselves up way faster than they can replicate.
I see. Well, that kind of makes sense.
Like,
So it's sort of we're gonna
metals
do.
and stuff. Did you say bronze was the most common? Like, there's not a lot of iron or steel.
It depends on the region that you're in.
Okay.
In Laramir, which is where you're at, it's mostly copper and bronze, a little bit of iron, very early Rome, Byzantium, that kind of level of technology.
Because I was wondering if I could have some kind of like, it's both like a metalworking apron, but also like combat armor.
Oh, you can absolutely have apron armor. That's the thing.
Okay.
I think that's
I
actually...
figured it makes sense for like, metalworky stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you can absolutely have an... I believe that is, in fact, a legitimate historical piece of armor.
Cool.
I don't think it's in the list that I made, but I think that's purely because I wanted to not have 9 million entries in it.
Yeah, no worries.
As far as stuff goes...
So I can just kind of assume that I can get copper stuff, but probably not steel unless it's a small thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like in the Edenfall info, I have a list of like different armor types, and there's one for weapons, which isn't very good yet. But it has lists of different armor types and different materials that you can use. So for armor, and this will actually apply to weapons as well, I've separated it into types of armor and then materials. And the materials provide a cost multiplier, and then you add various things together. So like you could have like a lamellar would probably be the closest thing to like an apron.
Yeah, because it would just be like metal plates and stuff.
Yeah. You could
And I'd have like some kind of welder's helmet or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely have that.
It doesn't help with the shitty alertness that I have.
Yeah.
What?
If you guys can afford it, I haven't actually looked much into how much money you guys actually have because Cortex is infuriatingly vague about it. Um, but if you guys can afford it, I will allow you to start with one thing of tower steel, and then the rest must be lower. You can have
Okay.
one thing tower steel as... It'll be like a gift from the Lyceum.
So what happens if I was to get a piece, and then Sylvan was to get a different piece, and then Jack gets a different piece, and then...
And then I use my metalworking skill to put them all together.
kind of like Power Rangers style, like...
Who wears the armor?
Sam. He's a giant robot.
Sam already has an armor rating of 21. He doesn't really need.
Yeah, but he's
let's,
a Megazord.
let's give him a tower
Yeah.
steel plating.
But like, and one of the things is, if you're going up against like animals, which are gonna be some of your people who you're gonna fight, probably the majority, depending on how this goes. They might not even recognize Sam in armor as a threat. They'll just run away from him and then try to rip the shit out of you guys. And then actual bandits would be like, okay, let's not attack the guy who is literally made out of metal and then also dipped in metal. And let's kill his buddies and take their stuff. So, you can absolutely do that. I will find ways to make it not a good idea. Same as, like, you can absolutely have copper full plate. I will make you die. I will make you
Why?
die in it. You will roast. You basically made an oven and then went running in it.
I see. Oh, was that one of the like the actual reasons why you don't really find copper heavy armor?
Well, it's not that you don't find heavy armor. It's like iron full plate is fine, and you can get...
Is it just because of like the conductive properties of copper, or
Yeah, like
Okay.
copper, and like I put that there specifically because copper is much cheaper.
right?
Like it's only a 5 times cost modifier instead of a 10 times cost modifier, which is the next highest up is bronze, and then iron is 15, and then steel is 30. So copper has the advantage, like it's a really cheap, good DR solution. It is more higher impediment, but that's not necessarily a big deal. But like, I'll absolutely let you wear half plate, but not full plate.
Okay. Well, I think it makes more sense so that I would be in. Actually, yeah. What would a combat apron be that was like covered in metal?
Lamellar would probably be
Just
closest.
lamellar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you have like a Lamellar Tower Steel, which is 4DR.
Okay.
Is not bad. Especially if you're not like a frontline fighter. And then
No,
you can...
I'm not. I'm like, I can hit stuff in melee decently, I think, with my strength and stuff, but
Yeah.
it is definitely not my favorite place to be in. I'd rather be on my combat wagon, throwing
Yes.
things at people.
That's a good thing.
And
You know-
animals.
I'm looking at it for myself, looking at this, I'm thinking what your ideal armor would be, and it would probably be Opaline Lamellar. Which is
Because
actually...
leather is an actual, like, it protects against heat, right? So it would totally make sense that
Yeah, like leather
it
would
have
have...
a lot of leather on it.
Basically, a Lamellar set of armor is you took an apron and you sewed bits on. That made it harder for swords.
Mm. Yeah, that's probably what makes the most sense. Like,
Yeah.
why would this furnace person be wearing this, like,
And
medieval
first one.
Okay. So I'll take a tower steel lamellar armor.
That works
That's
just
cool.
fine.
What does +2 means? Impediment?
Impediment, yeah. So it's your... You basically have a -3 to agility.
Okay.
That may not be the case because I came up with it literally while I was writing this thing and didn't.
I'm just kind of confused. I didn't notice it before, but why lamellar would be like way harder to move in than like scale mail or ring mail? Like,
Because the plates are bigger.
but it gives the same protection, doesn't it?
Yeah, but like scale mail is like fish scales, so they're tiny little bits that are
Mm.
overlaid over top of one another. So there's no bits that are available for poking, but it's flexible. And then ring mail is like the because it's not chainmail. It's where you
Right. It's
basically
like
just got
I
leather.
think I
and
know
you-
what it's like. It's like these big rings sewn onto
Yeah.
the leather, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it helps against like slashing weapons and stuff.
I think I just got confused because I for some reason understood lamellar as being more of a heavy armor thing, but
No, there's lamellar and then there's laminar, which are two different things. So laminar is like laminated heavy armor. It's been treated with a thing to make it cool, basically. So like in
like armor and stuff.
yeah, in George R. R. Martin, he talks a lot about laminar armor. It's a green laminar and stuff. So it's got bits on it that protect the steel and make it shiny and pretty, and you can color it green. Like Loris's armor is green because it's got green laminar on it. Lamellar is a different thing. It's just plates sewn onto armor. Like
And like small plates.
they're not even small. Because scale mail is more like small plates. Lamellar plates are like book sized to credit card sized.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. They're thin, but they're not. You're
Would it
basically
work
like.
if I
sewing
had like Tower Steel scale mail? Because I mean, I'm a lizard guy. I got lots of crap skill.
Yeah.
Or ring
If
mail
you're
if
worried
that's
the
too much metal
most
for scale
about the impediment,
I am.
yeah, I don't know how I want that to work because I want,
I'd be fine with ring mail if it's just one impediment.
yeah, but like it also has the addition of the
It says it's leather or cloth with rings sewn into it, so
Yeah.
it works.
but like the armor rating and the impediment for the material as well as on there. The thing is, I wanted to have a way to show some of these materials are way lighter than others,
Okay.
and impediment seemed a good way to do that. I think I may just remove impediment from things up till plate mail. And then have plate mail have like 1, and then have full plate have 2, and then have it fully from the material.
Okay.
If that sounds good. Because
So then lamellar would have the same protection and impediment as scale mail or ring mail?
yes, and then it
I think
would.
it makes sense to me. Yes and no, you said?
Well, I'm wondering why have the different ones then.
I guess it's just like thematically, but you know. Well, whatever we figure out, I've got some sort of combo of metal and leather.
Yes.
That's both my metalworking get-up and my combat get-up.
Now I could.
Hopefully made of Tower Steel, but if that doesn't work, that's cool too.
Tower Steel is fine. I'll let you have that be your Tower
Yeah.
Steel thing. I could introduce the break that I have for weapons into this, but that would be frickin' nasty.
It's part of being in the wilderness, though. Ship breaks.
Yeah. But like the break conditions that I have for weapons is if you have wooden weapons, then if you roll higher than like 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever it is for that specific weapon, then your weapon breaks. Or
Damn.
lower than. So it's like a critical fail that renders your weapon broken. Having that for the defense purposes, maybe if the enemy who's against you gets a critical success? Or You know what? I'm gonna use this as a base to make up a list of like specific types of armor that you can get, so it's not a combinatorial system, because that seems to be where most of the problems are coming from. Because the impediment gets way too frickin' high, but I can't go lower than 1. I don't know. We'll work it out later.
Hmm.
Dallas, you are doing good. Why are you smiling like that?
Just a freak out.
Oh.
Hey, Jen,
Yeah?
is there a... So, my verb is not so good at having feet.
Yes.
It has like a -1 legs
Yes.
penalty. uh, so is there like an equivalent to sure-footed that might not involve leg?
I will let you have that. Like, I'm very open for, because I don't think that the number of traits in here is particularly exhaustive, so I will absolutely let you make it. Where's sure-footed?
It's just in the list of
Here it is.
the stuff. Like, I mean, maybe something like lightning reflexes, but that's not really the same thing. I don't know.
If you just want to get rid of the penalty for having shitty feet, then you can take that and do that.
Oh, I see how that works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I just say maybe I don't need sure-footed. Maybe lightning reflexes is better, but then I might just like fall over. I might like dodge the grenade, but then I just like land right on my face.
Only if you roll a 1. Only if you roll a 1.
See. So and then so it works out to the traits and complications balance each other out to a max of 4.
Yeah, you can have 4 traits, but as many complications as you want to balance them out.
I see. And I was but you have to balance your traits out with complications?
Yes.
Is that how it works? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and that's not including like the racial stuff because that's already kind of balanced by
not including the racial. Well, it's as balanced as I could get it.
Yeah.
With my very brief look at it, and still attempting to be as beholden to the lore as possible.
I see. So if I take maybe, oh no, maybe that doesn't work. I should ask. Does allure not work with eerie presence?
If you're...
Are those exclusive or? Because the burbs are supposed to be seen. The featherfolk are seen sort of as like the elves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I know exactly where you're going with that, because I considered giving them eerie presence to begin with, as like a free trait, but it's really only for well-groomed ones, or the...
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, I kind of want to make 2 separate traits specifically for them. So, like, the well-groomed featherfolk would have, like, an eerie presence kind of thing, where they're mystical and air of mystery kind of thing. While, yeah, like, I think at the bottom of the featherfolk thing, I say you must either pick allure or ugly, depending on whether you want to play a groomed or ungroomed featherfolk. You may change between these 2 during the campaign by choice or circumstances.
Okay, because I took allure to start. I'm just wondering if like eerie presence can work in conjunction with that, or if eerie presence would be sort of considered like ugly and that they're not really supposed to go together.
Well, eerie presence, I would say, like...
Because eerie presence is a complication, like it's not a good thing.
Which I don't kind of agree with, and like Sam has it, but it's not necessarily a complication, because for him, when he is around tech buffs, he gets an addition, and he gets an addition to scaring the shit out of people.
I see.
So,
But it also says characters should not possess both eerie presence and ugly
Yeah,
as it overlaps. So I'm thinking maybe that doesn't quite work.
yeah. I absolutely get what you mean. I think like allure would probably be a good one. I am looking
Yeah, well, and that
here.
one just sort of comes, right? Like that's kind of the freebie.
Yeah. If you want to be extra weird, I think there are ones that do that. There's ones that make you really scary. You can get
Yeah,
air
and
of
I mean,
mystery.
I didn't want to be super scary. I just wanted to
No.
be like kind of like make people's skin crawl a little bit.
Yeah, there is air of mysteries. So, for whatever reason, you project an aura that's mysterious and possibly a bit dangerous, and allows you to perform
Yeah,
minor
that's a good one.
feats.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, but
And
like I
was
would I would fuck it over in the same way as eerie. I made eerie presence not necessarily good, or not necessarily bad. So are you trying to be like putting a mechanical spin to secrets, or is it just you want your feather folk to be a little bit weird?
Well, so going with this charlatan, like I took a bunch of ranks of willpower
Mm-hmm.
so that I can basically just like manipulate people into buying things they don't really need or doing things they don't really want to do. And I figured like the eerie presence sort of added to that, sort of like I creep people out, but and they don't know if they're like compelled to do things if I pass my will saves or whatever because I'm weird and they're afraid not to, or because I actually make sense. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't quite work.
And like,
Okay.
if anything, that would be, like, do you want to have that be a negative? Like, you would get a minus to those kinds of interactions?
Yeah, yeah, like I want basically I'm trying to project the idea of like people are not when people have an encounter with me, they're not sure that everything I said or did was what basically I want to like give off the idea that I have a secret, you know, like oh I'm talking to demons in the back room or oh I'm just really
Uh,
weird and nobody wants to talk to me. Like that kind of thing.
okay, let me look at the. I can definitely come up with something for that.
But I mean it's not I mean ultimately it's okay. I might just end up like not kind of going that route and just kind of having like not really going crazy with the traits and complications.
I don't know. I like going crazy with the trades and complications, which is why I gave you so many. Um, memorable might be a good
I
one.
found a good one. I don't know if I want to tell you guys though. Dun dun dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh no.
Pyro. Makes sense.
I mean, I could
Everything
take
looks better when you
one
set
that's
it on fire.
Oh no, pyro! Oh! Don't burn down the
Oh,
Auburn
dear.
Plains! Don't burn down the Sky Gardens! Please, millions will starve.
Oh man, but it sounds like it would really fit with your character.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I love making furnaces so much.
Yeah.
And I channel the pyroness into the furnace, but it's like, as long as that thing doesn't go out. Otherwise, it's gonna be trouble.
Jack, have you looked at the forked tongue?
Yeah, but I don't wanna actually like lie all the time.
Yeah. If you want to, we can just RP that. It doesn't have to be mechanically.
Yeah. I just wanted to min max and take lightning reflexes. That's like I'm just like, yeah, I just wanted to min max, so maybe it's okay that I don't. I guess I could take. Oh, that one would work. Lightweight would work with the bird people, right?
Yeah.
Because they're really shitty at lots of things.
And you know, by the way, this copy one that I gave you, nobody else can see that. So,
Hmm.
and like,
Okay.
if you want to get lightning reflexes, you absolutely can, and you can balance it out with different complications. They don't have to be equal.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah. So you can buy like a super powered trait and then pay it off with 7 or 8 different complications that I will hold you to.
Yeah, I think maybe because the thing is like that complication I have is like a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, put it on there so that I can actually see it.
okay.
Ain't nobody else can.
What's it called again?
You're gonna take the. Ooh. Oh!
I can't remember what this one's called. Let me see. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Inherent. What? Oh, you're, I'm not sure that I would let you do that.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah. Well, like, okay, I'm gonna type things. For...
Okay.
Alright, and whenever you're ready, I have, I think, my non-racial traits and complications figured out.
Okay. Alright. That is the wrong window. I have too many. uh, I just, Sylvain put 5 ranks into Pyro.
Well,
Nice.
isn't that just what it costs?
Wait, yeah,
Yeah.
that's just what it is Pyro is D10.
Yeah, it's a D10, so I have to spend that much to even have it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
And I mean,
fine. But
if it's okay with you, I would like do my best to channel that urge into my furnaces and not,
that would be fine.
people around me.
That would be fine. I am gonna make you have less money because you have to pay for that cart.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And there may be situations where you cannot take your cart with you. So,
Okay.
hopefully you won't go crazy while we're trying to climb a mountain.
Okay.
You know, the more we're playing this, the more this is looking like monstrous regiments, which is great.
I guess I can have some like lanterns to cope for a little bit. That's burning, right? Right? Doesn't it look so much better when it's burning?
It does.
are typing secret things.
You know, I love. There are many secrets, and it's great from a multitude of people, and from me.
I have no secret.
I have secrets. I have many secrets.
Yeah, but you're the GM. You
Yeah.
have to
I
have
have a good idea.
I have secrets from myself in a weird kind of way, because I'm like,
I think we all do to a point. Sorry, sorry, that was rude. Not to shut you down, but it's like,
no,
yeah, I lie to myself every fucking day.
oh yeah, yeah. I think that you kind of have to get through the day.
Yep.
I was just gonna be like, I'm representing in my brain a multitude of factions who have a variety of secrets and hates and may or may not be trying to assassinate one another continuously. Which is an interesting position to be in. I'm used to doing it as a writer, but actually having to, like, act like these people? It's a little bit... Oh. Oh, this is supposed to be... Are they merged? This is are they merged or the pretenses. This does not necessarily have to be secret, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't think there's like a trait. I don't know. I'm looking at it, but we can absolutely make things up.
But this one should absolutely be secret.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely secret. Is that legitimately a trait, not a complication?
Yeah.
Really? That seems like it should be a complication.
It can almost work in both directions, hey? Especially
Yeah.
like with what we're thinking of.
Like, this is one of those things where I don't like that they've separated it into, like, good ones versus, like, assets versus complications. I like, just, like, traits. Just traits. Good traits, bad traits.
But I mean, they have to make them balance a little bit, though. Is the
Yeah, I get that. But, like, this is not something... This could be good, or this could be...
So what if we just, like, do that? And then that gives you a little bit of wiggle room as
Yeah.
a DM to, like...
Yeah. And I'll let you have that not count towards your total.
Okay. But yeah, that's good, because it would just make 0.
Yeah.
Okay. Secrets.
It pays for itself.
Shit, I'm glad I'm not a pyro. What the hell? Everybody's burning up.
Everybody on fire.
I don't have any secrets or pyromaniac.
You're relatively simple.
I'm just this human who wants to learn things and is completely naive.
That's fine. That is... You'll get along very well with Joe. You're going in opposite directions. Sylvan, what is your higher education?
Well, actually, I was going to ask you about that. I just thought, like, it otherwise wouldn't really make sense that I would have kind of, like, cutting-edge technological knowledge without getting the training somewhere.
Well, but, like, the thing is... You're playing a Scaly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you are a Scaly from Quam. Because Quam
Well,
is
I was
where...
wondering, is there any place that has, like, natural hot springs?
Yeah,
Okay.
and Quam is
Perfect.
where a lot of, like, Eden-made technology is coming to light. Like, Quam
Oh,
is
I
where the
see.
trains are eventually going to come from. They're the people who are going to make it. In the original, or, like, I didn't even have original races. They were just gnomes and shit. Quam was where the gnomes lived. And it's very much... They're kind of steampunk, in a way.
Okay.
Only
Well, that fits
steampunk
well, I guess.
in Roman times instead of Victorian.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the spot that would make the most sense.
Yeah. So if you're coming out of Quam, I wouldn't... Maybe higher education works for that particular...
Or I could have been, like, an apprentice of...
Yeah, because like, it would be an
Something
apprentice.
like that.
It's an apprentice kind of because there's no the first formal kind of university formal style of learning thing is the Lyceum, which was literally established 5-10 years ago. So having a university degree kind of doesn't make sense. But having been an apprentice and having learned things,
I mostly just picked it for like flavor because I don't want to make a min-maxy character.
yeah, that's fine. Fast healer. Is that one of the funky ones?
That's just one. It takes me half the time to heal normally from wounds. I just regenerate faster
Yeah.
than my metabolism or whatever.
Where am I getting all of these people talking in the... Oh! Dallas, if you are bored... I didn't have an end to that sentence because I don't know what you could do.
I'm just having fun. Don't worry about me.
Okay. Would you like... I could send you access to the tokens that I have made, so you can all go at there are 9 million of them.
There's really 9 million?
There's not really 9 million, but there are a couple dozen.
I'll look at them later on your computer if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. Now see, Fast Healer is marked as one of those paranormal traits. And I guess you could be sturdy.
It's paranormal set? I didn't realize that.
The ones in the rulebook that have the little asterisks on them.
Oh, okay.
Paranormal ones. And you could have that, because you could have basically an infestation of sunglow. That is a thing that could happen.
An infestation of sunglow? What's that?
Sunglow are nanites that are designed to heal wounds.
Okay.
They're called sunglow because they're yellow and they glow.
So I have basically like nano...
Yeah, you've got a nano machine set up in your body where they self-replicate, so there's not enough of them to instantly heal you, but there's enough there to help you heal faster.
Cool.
Which will work.
We could say what part of my apprenticeship as a, I guess, furnace person would have been I got burned so many times that they used a bunch of sunglow a lot, and then eventually it stuck around in my body.
That would definitely be a thing. Or like you were wearing a sunglow amulet and then it got hit with something. And so the sunglow got in, like, it, because usually it just diffuses through your skin. But if it got like punched through you, into you, a lot of the amulets do have nanomachine factories in them. So you basically have an amulet permanently in your chest now, in tiny pieces.
What might have happened is that after some burns, the wound like tries to cover everything, so it just like had the nano machine.
Oh,
like,
it's in layers.
Yeah, covered with like scabs and then scars and.
It's healing over itself.
Yeah, like healed over it a bit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of grody, but yeah.
Well, I guess that makes me a bit of a cyborg. Cool.
Technically, yeah. Did you have all your traits? I don't think I ever looked at them.
Yep.
You've got your... It's all fixed up?
Yep.
Okay.
Everything should be good to go.
That's fine. Attuned to technology is good. Everybody has attuned to technology. Attuned to technology. Yeah. Yeah, I think we did go over this. I actually put that little line there for descriptions of the thing, but having the number cost there works as well. Animal enmity will affect like animals. So things like killing are the standard things that you're going to be riding around on, and they are very smart. And they're kind of like camels
Okay.
in a lot of ways, in that you have
Right
to.
on my wagon.
Yeah, but your wagon will probably have, like, because you're not going to be able to find the fuel to drive it a lot, so you're going to have killing, or maybe goats, but probably goats will not be strong enough. Maybe tusk boar, do it, but they're only semi-domesticated. So you're gonna have to have some kind of animal with you in order to pull the thing. When
Can't the robot pull it?
that might work.
That's why we could.
And can we just call him Robo Slave and say, pull the cart?
I don't know. You will have to talk to him, and also keep in mind, last session he punched a man to death with one blow.
Then he can pull the cart real good.
Also,
I'm sorry, I'm
Jacqueline.
being obnoxious.
No, he's okay. You have your little character is on the map. You can wander around. I want to make sure it works.
I guess I gotta name mine.
Yeah, I haven't pulled yours on because you didn't have a name. Or like a icon, even. I don't know if I can just drag the normal default blue thing on. You can change your. You should be able to change your player's name, by the way. So it doesn't have to be named Jax.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm just like, I'm still trying to figure out these skills.
That's okay.
There's so many points.
There we go. I got a name.
Cool. I can't seem to pull you onto the map unless you have a picture.
I see. Let me look through my picture database, see if I can find anything.
I'm also reconsidering saying that I'm not going to draw your characters. I may. They're easy. They're so easy. Because this is such lower resolution than what I'm used to. Even like the large ones.
Sam's little can.
Beep, boop, beep, boop. I am Kalki. Beep, boop. So, where did Demone come from?
Somewhere with higher education.
Probably Laramir, then. You are a fixture at the Lorraine universities. I'm trying to think of like places that would be good for education other than Laramir. Quam has better science things, but it's not formalized. It's an apprentice system. Southport is leading in domestication and such, because they actually have to. But again, it's just people doing their thing. It's not really formalized. Trellwood, or not Trellwood, Havamere, which is in Trellwood, they have a formal education system, but it's largely there for indoctrination purposes.
Probably the first one, Laramie, I believe.
Laramir, yeah.
Probably.
Laramir, the capital of Cade.
Yeah.
Cade, which is constructed of Auburn Plains, Lake Laren, sort of Quam, and sort of the Rift. It's complicated. I've spent way too much time.
For some reason, when I try to change my my player's avatar, it doesn't seem to load onto the Roll20 doesn't seem to accept it.
Oh, do you have any script blockers or anything like that?
I've got ad block.
Adblock might be doing it. I'm not sure. I had troubles with the same things.
Okay. Well,
I may be able to do a thing, which I may do to y'all.
All y'all?
You're scaly. I don't have any high resolution scalies, but I do have some low resolution ones. I have so many. I have so many. Where the fuck are the... Oh, I didn't tag him. Forgot to tag him. Alright. Okay.
no, it still is not working.
Okay, I'm trying to do a thing.
Feel free to just pick a random image. I don't have one. I was just going to put a cat.
I'm using one of the default scaly tokens.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So, this little scaly guy is Strelin. And you should be able to move him around. Yes? No? Okay, Sylvain, can you move him around? Ah!
Sorry, I was AFK.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yay!
It doesn't let me with keys, but it does with click and drag.
It doesn't...
If you don't have the hex grid set up.
Oh yeah, there's no grid here, so you have
Oh, I
to
see.
just click and drag.
Okay. So where was this place that I was from initially?
Calm.
Mentioned. Fun. Okay.
Yeah, calm. Which is
Oh.
actually a very good place for a scaly to be from, because there's less scaly races in there.
Oh, that's good.
And then...
Bueno.
I'm basically arranging you guys... I'm arranging you guys where you were originally from. And then I will place a placeholder. Go. That's way too big. Go. And he's from all the way around here. Grabbing all this place. Okay, so what does everybody need to do before they can do some pretty basic RP?
I think we need to figure out the skills. I have like
Yeah.
which ones I want high or medium or low rent, but I don't really know the specifics.
And
Like-
I haven't taken any items, but I also need to know with the skills. Like, I'm not sure kind of how they translate into what I want to do. Does that make sense?
Yes. For Sylvain, I was thinking like you buy skills the same way that you do in Standard Cortex, and then it's like, kind of like the attributes. So it's a bonus, and then you roll a d20 with that. So if you buy a d2, then you get +1 to that skill.
But like, how do I know? How do I just? What's the difference between like a skill that's specialty and a skill that's general? Like, because the skill list I see, it doesn't say which one's general, which one's specialty. Like, I don't get it.
In this, the one that I have on here, all the things that are left aligned are all general skills. And then the ones that are right aligned are...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, craft is a general skill, metallurgy, cloth, leatherworking, and cooking are specialties.
I see.
Knowledge is... I'm not going to say knowledge is a general skill, because I don't want you to use...
Yeah, we can see that craft isn't the general skill either, and then only look at
Well,
the...
like there's a difference between having a kind of general crafting know-how, and then having like a general know-how that will let you make a roll on politics, if you know what I mean. Although, actually, now that you're saying about that, yeah, I can actually have that be a thing. Okay. I have fucked up. Okay, knowledge is a general skill with specialities.
Hi, Lara.
How was it? Good.
Feeling pretty excited about myself. Do you want some water?
Sure.
Some baby cucumbers, I think, you know. You like them? Yep. No, it's just.
I can literally send, because it's all on my
Sounds good to me.
Google Drive.
I've started.
I can send you the link.
Yeah,
If you would like.
I'll do that when I get home. You don't have to do it right now.
I'm literally doing it right now. I'm literally already here. If you don't want to look at it, that's fine.
No, I do. I just don't want to like disrupt the flow or anything we've got going.
No, it's just you're looking at stuff. What's your email address? Oh, never mind. It's Dal Dairy, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh. I knew I hadn't saved the first one correctly.
No. Mm-hmm.
So, Jack, what was your problems with the skills?
So, hold on. I think I figured this part out. I'm just trying to see which one did I do. Okay, so I think that goes here. So it says like you have to take the basic ranks in a skill, like the 6 points into a skill before you get specialized in it. So I think so that doesn't count with knowledge, right? Like you don't have to take like 6 rank or 3 ranks in generalized knowledge.
No, and I won't make you do that with craft either.
Oh, okay, yeah, and I was wondering about craft. So I just put a little note on my thing saying like what I was crafting.
Yeah, just a sec. I'm loading up
There.
your.
So then that means that the skill like archery or melee, the max is just the general rank?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not too chuffed with specialized skills. Like one of the things that I was looking at, this guy, he's a drunk, and he has like a D10 in a specialized skill with broken bottles. That's
kind of funny.
That is funny, but like he spent years practicing and honing his craft with a broken bottle, and I get that they were trying to do that he does a lot of damage and hits good with a broken bottle. But so Jack, on the big one, the default one,
Yeah.
I had a metallurgy, cloth, leatherworking, cooking, and art listed as specialties.
Okay.
So for what you want, I'd say you'd probably actually want a rank in alchemy, and I just realized that woodworking. Woodworking is a thing too.
Yeah, and alchemy is down in knowledge, and then I also am confused about the performance, like I guess I kind of get it, but I'm like do the performance ranks, like do those translate into combat at all, or are they like 100% just?
They are 100% just there.
Okay.
They may be useful because there are situations that I have designed where you can use them to solve problems, and you may have to use them at some point. So,
Okay, yeah, and I think because I'm trying to like build towards this character, and in my head, it would take a balance of like the athletics juggling, this craft of the poison darts, the alchemy, and then the sleight of hand performance. Like that seems to all kind of contribute towards this idea of a character that I want to put out
Yeah.
there. But I'm just not sure. Should I instead be focusing like putting the ranks in thrown weapons and then just sort of giving the minimum for flavor for the other stuff, or is it better to balance it all out?
how
Did
are
that
you planning on doing this? Like, is this?
so you know Gambit,
Yeah.
so that
Okay.
but feathers and also not like a weird amorous butthole.
Yeah. So that would you would primarily be investing into thrown weapons.
Okay.
And then things like I don't think you even really need craft per se because you're getting your materials off your noggin.
Yeah, but I'm still making the poisons ideally, or making the I don't know, maybe Sylvain's character can figure a way to like light my feathers on fire or make them explosive, and then we can work together.
Yeah. But yeah, poison would be an alchemy thing.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh yeah,
Hi.
you're back. Okay. It just like
Okay, so I can probably reduce some of these other ranks then.
Yeah.
I mean, I still want to keep a few in there just
Disconnected
for
for me.
flavor, or because sometimes having like one rank in something weird kind of helps.
Yeah. And like I don't think we have anybody with any kind of performance skills at all at the moment. So
Yeah, but I'm thinking I also get 2 ranks in that for free, so
Yeah.
maybe I'll just like pop it down to 1.
so how does the I don't it's not like Pathfinder performance though, right? It's
No. What it is I have divided it into 3 sections. So whatever kind of physical art you want to do. So
I see.
performance agility is dancing or contortion, or it's also things like sleight of hand and like prestidigitation. Intelligence is giving speeches or acting or poetry. If you were trying to make a check to convince someone, you could either use influence or performance intelligence. I would let you
I
use
see.
either. Vitality is singing and like holding still, or like basically anything that requires a lot of body strength and core strength, as opposed to flexibility.
And can you explain the defense skill?
Yeah. Basically, in normal Cortex, your defense rank is twice your agility,
Mhm.
and then you use the skill your rank in the skill with which you're being attacked. So if someone
Okay.
is attacking you with a melee weapon, then your ability to defend yourself from that melee weapon is entirely dependent on your ability to use a melee weapon. Which I
Okay,
kind of
and
find
agility
stupid.
doesn't enter into it anymore?
Oh, agility enters into it. So agility
Okay.
is the base skill. So you get
Mhm.
your agility plus a base rank of 8,
Mhm.
and then your defense skill is basically learning to dodge, learning to parry, learning
I
to
see.
get out of the way, or how to take a hit without actually getting hurt, stuff like that.
I see.
Because I don't personally
Uh,
think that your ability to avoid getting punched is dependent on your ability to punch.
I'm pretty agile, so I don't need defense until someone punches me. That's mine.
What has occurred to your? Why is your agility? Why is your ability thing completely blank?
Because you told me that this character sheet was based on something else that you made? Or does it...
No, okay,
Sorry, I
so
thought it was like...
no, the abilities that you were supposed to change are on the main thing, the attributes.
Okay.
This is what you were supposed to change. That was where all the math was.
Okay, I'll just copy it from another character sheet then.
Okay.
Like, does
Do
it
I
copy...
have the right attribute stuff?
Let me see.
Sorry,
You
I
changed
thought
it
you
in
said
this?
that this character sheet was like filled
Yeah.
in for somebody else already.
It was, but I only filled the stuff in for the attribute sheets, like for the attribute on the main page. And then on the skills thing, it took the skills, the value from the attributes, and then added on in various places. Like for
Okay,
the
I didn't know
defense.
that.
That's okay, that's okay. Basically, what I was trying to say, if there's a formula in it, don't change it. But that's okay.
I don't know if I was here or listening to that part.
That's
Sorry.
okay. I think it was actually in the Facebook chat, so...
Or Sylvan was talking over everybody. Here. Just kidding.
Just copy over. Let's see if it will. That'll be good.
Sylvan does.
I think Sylvan's here. Sylvan? Sylvan?
Hello.
Are you here?
I heard him go like, "Yay!" at one point. You're back, and then he disappeared.
Yeah. Oh! Trying to get the call back.
Oops. What did I do? Jen, I broke it.
I don't think you broke it. Maybe you did. I think... Nope, Sylvan broke it.
I'm sure I didn't break it.
Well, because we're fine. It's Sylvan.
Well, I didn't mean Skype.
What did you think you were broke, Jeff?
My character sheet again.
You may... Yeah, you may very well have. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, wait. What? That should... Why is that... Oh, I see what's happened, because you have... This has to be merged, and there has to be a value in it. What did you have for your agility?
Well, it's gone.
I know, that's the problem. That's why I asked.
I'm pretty sure oh wait, let me pull it up. I had it in a notepad. So I put 3 ranks into agility, so that gives me a 6? Or no, it was 6 points. So I started with 1 and put 3 points, which was 4, and then my race gave me another 1, so it's 5.
Okay. Yeah, okay, it looks like it's okay now.
But this is too long.
Oh, because this doesn't have... You copied it off of the core, right?
You made this for me.
No, like the skills that you were copying.
Yeah, I just pasted the values from,
Yeah.
yeah, the Edenfall character sheet.
This has happened because I put in some craft things in it. So, write down what ranks you have put into your skills.
Okay,
And then I will just replace the sheet.
Oh, okay. Alright, do I have this written down? Oh, I think I had it written down already, so that's okay. Alright. You can go wild.
Okay. Oops. This one. So, you should, yep. I will delete this. There you go.
So I'm a little bit confused about the whole craft and knowledge skill.
Yeah.
Because if we don't have the general skill, does that mean we just won't
I went back on that, you now have general
put
skills.
the ranks in? Okay, got it.
There are now general skills. You don't have to buy the general skills in order to be able to get the specialities, but you can.
You don't have to, or you do?
You don't. Like, if you want to be really, really good at metallurgy, I won't make you get craft
Well, I'm
skills.
just wondering about the technicalities of that, just because, like, the first ranks of specialty are, like, a way bigger bonus than the general ones.
You know what? Let's go with the default Cortex one because this is giving me a headache. And like, we're not gonna have
First,
specialties.
and then you can branch out into the specialties.
Yeah. Like, I'm not making you specialize in given weapons. You can as you want. I did something bad. Jacqueline, I am changing a thing just to make sure that I didn't.
What are you changing?
Okay, that's correct. I doubled your agility so that I could make sure that it's going to the right place.
Oh, I see.
Craft should not be agility. What should craft be?
One of the, maybe intelligence?
Half agility, half intelligence.
Yeah.
Like agility plus.
Because, I mean, crafting does involve agility. Like, you need the, hand-eye coordination to, like,
Yeah.
sit on and take things apart.
But it's more about, like, knowing where things go.
Well, I think maybe it depends on what you're doing.
Maybe.
Like, something like, metallurgy would almost take intelligence mixed with strength or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas art would almost take, like, intelligence and willpower or something. Like, I mean, I think that it would depend on the thing.
Right. And if it's like a really detailed artwork or something, then agility for that kind of coordination, or
Yeah. Or, I mean, if my character wants to work with poison, like, I think that agility is absolutely relevant because you don't want to poison yourself, right?
yeah.
But it also needs the intelligence to craft it. Unless that is covered by the alchemy knowledge.
That is alchemy.
Yeah. Oh man, those numbers were so high before. Don't make them lower again.
They are going to go lower.
What?
Nerf! All the nerf! Yeah, I did just have them as base agility in here. I think that sounds like the least work, and that does apply to all things. You do need some levels of agility.
Like, I mean, I could see in certain specific, I mean, where I had a backseat DM, in certain specific situations where the GM might allow a bonus modifier based on another skill, depending on...
Yeah, but
Like
that's
what?
not like I'm gonna work that into the formula.
No. I mean, if someone wanted to take, like, a specialty craft, like, whatever you call making armor, like, that might take... Like, blacksmithing might need strength, I could see, or, like...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I could see how you could argue for different skills, but... for the most part, like, you need to be able to thread a needle or pick up a spoon or sort of do these basic hand-eye coordination things.
Yeah, that makes. What the hell do I delete? Okay, so yeah. Uh. I'm just gonna briefly change.
It's cool. I have 20 left, but I think I have questions. But I think I'm doing it right, but I can wait.
Okay. I'm just making sure that this didn't explode. Yeah, this all looks fine now.
Okay.
Okay, just change your agility
No!
back to where it was.
Ah!
What were your questions?
So there's this table that talks about, like, once you put 6 points into a skill, the cost changes.
Yes.
So, but I mean, I think it still works out to just +2, right? Like, for our modifications.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Now, one of the things that I think that I'm gonna do, because I don't want to deal with specialty skills for everything, is the only skills that will have specialties where that works is for things like craft and history.
Okay.
So the rest
So
of
then, other skills can't get higher than 3 ranks or whatever it is?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can just increase those ranks essentially eternally without having to deal with this speciality bullshit.
Okay. So I don't need to, like, drop throne down to 3 ranks and add, like, the specialty darts to it. Like,
No.
I can just do what I've done. Okay.
No, I'll just...
Okay, and it just like increases at the same scale. Okay.
Okay, and then with craft, because that one allows the specialty, do I need to put those basic ranks in crafting and then put them into the specialty?
Now, see, personally, I don't think that you should have to, especially for knowledge. But at
Well,
the
but I'm
same...
asking about craft.
Yeah, but like they're operating on the same system.
Oh, because the thing is, like, knowledge, you can't do any knowledge checks unless you have that skilled base.
Yeah. So knowledge is skilled use. Craft is skilled use only for the specialties. So you can make a general craft roll. Okay. Here's all. You can do general craft rolls and general knowledge rolls, but for the specialties, you can only use skilled use.
Okay, that makes sense because I'm thinking, like, it almost doesn't make sense, like, if I can put 3 ranks into craft, like, why wouldn't I when I'm getting a bonus to 9 things, instead of 1 thing? But that doesn't really make sense in terms of what I'm actually able to do. Like, what would make sense in game?
Well, like, in game, you would have, like, if you're trying to do a metallurgy check, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have the metallurgy skill, you can try to do it with a basic craft skill, but you only get your craft.
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, if I spend 6 points putting my specific craft up to whatever, that's good, it's high. But if I spend 6 points putting my general crafting up, like, it seems way too big. Do you know what I mean?
So because I would say that because we're only really using the specialty system on craft or on knowledge, that the specialty system in Cortex remains the same for those.
Okay.
So for craft and for knowledge, you can only have a certain amount of general knowledge, and then you have to specialize. But for the rest of the things, you can just go up forever.
I see. Okay. Um. Okay. So then we do that. Oh, but that didn't. But that didn't change the ones underneath. Sorry. So if I put ranks in craft, that doesn't change the specifics.
I will fix that in a second. All I have to do is say this way. Now it should.
Okay.
Actually, I want 56. There.
Wait, that's not right. That should be higher. Hold on.
You looking for some of that? Oh, okay. Good idea. Do you want to grab some food as well?
Oh, there we go. 12. 48. So that leaves me 12 more. Wait. 14 more points. Okay.
Like a big bunch. That was small.
4.
I added the general knowledge just as a
You're
make it easy
I'm gonna actually fix that in a second.
on all the sheets. Or?
On all sheets, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I actually haven't figured out how to do it on Jax yet. Because there seems to be. Why is that 9? I want it to. Oh, because it's. Wait. So that should be fixed. Now, let's see. So, hey. Okay, so the Edenfall character sheet has that 6.
Let's see in a bit, love.
Yeah, all you have to do is copy the totals that are in front of the skills. And don't do that yet because I'm about to add another thing. There. Okay, now you can. And I'm about to fix the knowledge as well. Okay, so if you copy the stuff from the specialties in the total sheet, Taste it. Complete. Offshore series. Yeah.
So defense is a skill?
Yep.
Okay.
Woo.
Do we need to do?
I don't know. If everybody is more or less good.
I haven't done any gear or anything.
That's okay. I am going to figure gear the hell out later. As far as weapons go, try to find something in the Cortex handbook that works, and then I'll adapt it. Basically,
Okay.
it's just a matter of choosing a hit dice.
So what is my trait die as far as traits go? Oh, I see. It's just that number of points.
Yeah.
I see. And that goes under modifier.
Yeah. I have tried to type the same number 6 times. And each time I have done it in a new and interesting way.
How's Solon doing?
Still got problems. I'm assuming. Delvin? I just looked down at my taskbar and realized how many things I had open. And oh my, no wonder my computer's unhappy.
Jen,
Yep.
can I take focused hunter that is geared towards my prejudice?
The trait, yes.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be a critter. I'm just trying to be funny, I guess.
Well, there's a wide variety of creatures that may or may not be. And like, there are vampires on here, so. You can absolutely do that.
Cool.
Absolutely do that. Sylvan?
Yeah,
All this good?
I think so. I'm just reading over the skills right now in the core rules.
Also, Jen, can you take a look at on my sheet the traits?
Yeah, just a second.
There's a question there. Sorry to bug you.
Worries, not to worries. Yes.
Okay.
That is the answer to that question.
I'm in the same room as you, and I have no idea what you're talking
Dallas,
about.
quit
Perfect.
looking!
He can't look! My computer is facing the wall, sort of.
Don't worry, I'm
Dallas,
joking.
quit using your X-ray vision!
I'm not.
Where is my cord?
Okay, so then, Jen, sorry to bug you again. If you take a look at that, I think this makes my traits and complications add up.
Okay,
Or did I do this wrong?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Cool. Then, I'm kind of done. I'll have to do story stuff when my brain is working a little bit better.
Yeah.
But
Like, I'll make a list of things that you can get.
yeah, I mean, I'll look at the gear. I'll try to see if there's like an equivalent to the darts that I want to have, if that's cool.
Yeah, like, I know they have throwing weapons. And they have a
Well, they've got to have
whole...
like daggers or something, right? Like it would be kind of equivalent, but maybe less damage. But maybe armor person if I hang out with
They
Sylvain
have a
and
blowgun.
okay, yeah, that's pretty.
Throwing knife. I am somewhat wary of when they say special.
Oh, is it? Because I'm thinking the blowgun seems like a pretty, pretty equivalent in terms of like low damage but extra effects,
Yeah, but
possibly.
like the damage says special. It's literally the only good information they give there is.
So it's probably meant to be like a poison administration thing.
Yeah. So. Yeah, they don't really give you any information. I guess the hit die would be, in as far as the poison is concerned, you're not really doing damage with the
Like, I
blowgun.
mean, ideally, in my head, it would mostly be almost a general. How do you even call it? Like the way the a bard roll almost like you have these poisons, but they'd maybe slow somebody down. Maybe
Yeah.
not necessarily do damage or that like traditional RPG damage over time delivery, but more status effects.
Yeah, like that would definitely be how I would want to treat it as well.
Yeah,
I
and then
believe.
like maybe if I get a 20, it hits them in the eye or something and does like
Yeah.
actual.
Yeah. No, that's how I would like to play it as well.
Um,
I think they have a table for that.
all I can think of is that somebody screaming, I'm not supposed to get darts in my eye.
That's in my eye. Yeah. Okay. So toxins and anecdotes, antidotes. Um. Yeah, it's definitely you got status effects, and it looks like they just made them up.
Okay.
So I think we can probably do that too. I will make up some kind of poison for you. I think actually.
Or do you want me to just kind of think of a couple that I would always have at a given time, and like that I'd always have a couple of feathers of that, but it might be sort of like the kind of like a wizard thing where I have to prepare them at the beginning of the day, and I have a limited stock or something like that. Like might be a
That might be good. Yeah.
good balance. And then if I have the time to like craft something special, like they say, oh, like we're hunting down a guy who I don't know, like he has this list of specs, and we need something that'll make him really open to suggestion or something. And then if I have the time, I can sit there and try to make something like that.
That works. I will craft a list of potential poisons for you. I will make them up.
Cool.
I don't know if you were looking at the wiki particularly, but I have a ridiculous amount of plants. Some of which, like, a lot of them don't actually have descriptions of them, but I know what they are in my head. Like, silver aconite is absolutely a poison that you can use.
Okay. Can I give it like funny bird pun names?
You can. There is a poisonous flower called Hunter's Bow, which is sort of not really.
Can I change it to Hunter's Beak? That's what I'll call my feather dart.
You absolutely can. I'm looking just. Tears of Eden make very good poison. I do because I'm making it up.
Okay, well, and that's something we can figure out later. As long as I just sort of like, yeah, that might be.
Yeah, no, that's a thing that I can do. I can definitely come up with some poisons.
Then rather than kind of bog everyone down with like, well, what do my feathers actually do? We can just say, okay, if you give me a list of ones, and then as the GM you say like each morning or each round I can pick 7 or 10 or whatever to have in stock, I guess.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then maybe I'll buy some like throwing daggers or something to do just base damage.
Yes.
Might work. Okay, cool.
Also, I'm not entirely sure if I like the whole wound stun basic, because it's a lot to keep track of, and I'm very much considering just doubling y'all health points and then making it all wound.
Okay. That doesn't make fragile too powerful, does it? Or like
No, because it would still just be lowering your amount of health points.
Oh, I
And
see.
You would double the amount of health points lowered
Okay.
in that case.
Okay.
I'm not entirely... Because, like, last time combat went pretty well. But it's a lot to keep track of. And, like, why do we have life points? Why don't we just have stun points and wound points? And
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll
I don't
see.
know if, yeah, I mean, I think I'm cool with however you want to do it. And I mean, I'm also cool. I'm not going to complain if we get into combat and it turns out something is balanced really badly and you have to like make an executive decision in the middle of combat and say, okay, this is how it's going to be. Like everybody take 5 damage or something, or like
that's
everybody gets 5 more hit points because
probably gonna happen a lot.
this is messed up. Like
Us coming up with defense last time changed 8 or 9 times in the course of like a combat. So if you're done.
Oh, so the only thing is it says that on my skill sheet, my defense rating comes up as error.
Oh. Let me see. It comes up as 10 for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On my main that says copy of Jack, it says defense rating error, unresolved sheet name skills.
No, I'm looking at copy of Jack. Like, if this is you moving around, it's coming up 10.
Okay. Let me refresh and see if that does anything. No, it's still coming up as ref, like on the main page. You see...
Oh! Yeah, on the main page. Okay, that's because I added in additional columns. Everybody must check this. Because it's, instead of 22, it's now 28. So it's calling up a column that isn't there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. 10 seems like a pretty solid defense rating, hey?
Yes.
That's pretty good. Especially if I give me some armor.
Yeah, armor will help considerably. And you can get really, really, really high armor ratings. Does everybody else have... Dallas, I think you just changed yours. Did you somehow lose a defense point?
Oh, I found out that I had budgeted a little bit too much for agility, so I had to lower it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh, that doesn't equal 42. That's like 46. So I had to lower it.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fine. You're a little bit...
I should count mine. I hope I did it right. I think I did. 3 plus 6 was 25.
Hard.
Oh, maybe I didn't. How did I do it?
Yeah, because I think the issue with it was that I put in a whole new sheet. Because everybody else is working okay.
Oh yeah, I don't think my strength should be that high. We're supposed to have 42, right?
Yeah.
42 skill points, and I have 2 too many? 3 too many, okay.
Then just bump one thing down. Strength is probably a good one to bump down.
Yeah, and I don't think that was supposed to be that high. I was probably typing something in something else. You know what? That's actually supposed to be like there. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Because you said 1 is actually like an impairment.
Yeah. So
whereas
like
2 is just below average. So
yeah.
you don't really want to get things like way lower than.
No. Like everyone should be kind of around 3 with maybe 1 stat that's higher. Especially like with you spec'd pretty heavily into 2 stats, so this is kind of acceptable.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the example that I've been using in my head and kind of out loud is Stephen Hawking would have an agility of 1 and an intelligence of 6.
Yeah. Wait, did I do this right? Hold on. I'm missing... How does this work? I think I'm still too high. I don't know what happened here. Because when I add it all together, it makes 22, which is 44, which means it should be 1 lower. So let's do that. Yeah, I think maybe I just messed it up when I was trying to do other stuff. That makes a lot more sense.
Bit of a boob.
I think that's right now. Can you double check my math? I'm sorry to be a butt.
I am terrible at math, but I will try.
Okay, good. That
Um,
seems like a pretty acceptable character if you ask me.
I'm not entirely sure. Because I remember when I was making this, I was thinking like, oh god, nobody's gonna take any ranks in willpower. It's a dump stat. So I'm not entirely sure if, like, you definitely have high... Why is this not... Oh, no, never mind, okay. You would definitely have... I done fucked up. I'm sorry.
Why did you make my discipline so small?
I fucked up! No, I fucked up worse! What did I do? What did I do? I want 12. And I wrote 9. Why did I write 9? Okay, there we go. That's your agility.
I mean, I think willpower is pretty good
Yeah,
as far as skills go.
Okay.
unless I'm going for something very specific, willpower is never a dump stat for me.
Yeah.
Unless you're going for like somebody who's purposely easily acceptable.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I was just, like, when I was making this, I was like, there aren't very many stats that have willpower, or skills that have willpower in it.
Though,
And I'm realizing I have a bias towards combat.
yeah. Though if I could make maybe like, I guess, I don't know, like the performance intelligence, that seems like that could be performance willpower as well. Like if
Yeah.
you're trying to move people, is that a product of intelligence or is that a product of will?
I don't know. Because, like, the
But
thing is, when I put it as intelligence, I was thinking you're finding the right words.
Mhm.
You're crafting a speech.
Yeah.
So,
But it's like, but when I see like acting, poetry, speeches, etc., like I'm like, so is that stage presence?
Oh, how about this? Intelligence, performing, is when you have time to set up beforehand, but influence is when you don't, and it's more spontaneous.
Okay,
And that
yeah.
might be willpower.
okay,
Yeah,
ooh,
and influence is willpower. So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it depends on the check too. Like if I'm trying to perform, like an oration, like if I'm trying to, let's say, distract the city guard who's coming to get us, and I jump on a soapbox and like try to, enamor them with like my religious ranting, like that seems more like an act of willpower than intelligence.
Yeah. So, like performance intelligence, because it's a performance skill. It's not like you're making a convince check or whatever.
Yeah,
It would be you're addressing an audience.
or that would be an influence as well. Maybe they just work in conjunction. That's cool.
Yeah. Or it's one of those things like, for knowledge zoology, I'll also let you use survival. So maybe it's
Yeah.
one of those things that are interchangeable.
Yeah, I'm just honestly, I'm just like trying to defend that I put my will really high.
No, that's fine. I'm
Because
glad you did that.
I wanted to, and now
Yeah.
I'm thinking up justifications after the fact. Actually,
No, and it makes sense. It makes sense for your character, and it's good because it is exposing flaws in my homebrew system, which is becoming increasingly more of I am just going to make my own frickin' system.
That's fine, and I mean, we'll work it. We'll help break it in.
Mhm.
Yeah. Working out the kinks.
Yeah, I don't know what else I have left to do. I think
So then, are you good?
I'm
think
good.
more or
I
less.
mean,
I think I have my skills figured out.
Looks like you do.
Same with traits, and I'm gonna working on gear right now.
Don't get too... Well, yeah, you're doing pretty good for gear.
I'm not gonna get any crazy sort of. Well, I guess those like flaming. I don't know if I want to call them bombs or whatever. But otherwise, just like either a giant wrench or like blacksmith hammer sort of thing.
Yeah. Why don't you take the thing, and then we can put it onto my computer, and then have it like there, so it comes up for both of us better.
Is it?
Yeah. Because I know it works for my computer. I don't know if it works for your computer.
and just yank it out, or?
Yeah, it's fine. It's never been bothered by that before, so.
And
Yep.
instead of a bedroll, can I have like a bundle of sticks that I
To
carry
make a
like,
little
in
nest.
my backpack, and then I just build a nest at nighttime?
Put it equidistance between us forever.
I can't hear what's going on.
That's okay, you're not supposed to. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
It's
Dallas,
muffly.
you speak now.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so now can you hear Dallas and me equally well? Dallas, you have to speak in order for them to be able to tell.
That was a little muffly, but it might have been Dallas just being quiet.
It was. He's whispering. Okay, so I have to talk a little louder, but that's fine, because that is what I do. So don't worry particularly about gear at the moment. I will revamp it totally over the week. That will be what I do this week.
Okay.
So if you've got your skills, and you've got your traits, and you've got your attributes all sorted out, we can do a little bit of a role play once I figure... I guess we have to talk it over a little bit first, because I'm not entirely sure how the fuck y'all are getting together.
Well, and, I don't want to be like a big party pooper, but I kind of don't know what my character is like exactly yet, because I kind of wanted to build the character first and then go from there.
Yeah, no, I'm not expecting anybody to know who their character is exactly.
Okay.
So on roll 20, y'all can see I have made a pop-up of the advertisement which has brought you to Laramir. So it's up to you to figure out why you want to join this expedition.
Okay.
I want to find precursor technology. Power cores, hopefully. Make the world's best furnace ever!
So I can burn all the
Best
things!
furnace ever!
Alright.
We can build a city in the mountains! Or something.
There are many a
it's not
city in
that
the
one.
mountains. The Halberd Mountains are basically entirely city, so...
Oh. Okay. Already done.
You can make better ones! The Southern
Yes.
Halberds! Southern Halberds are very much not city yet, and the Cloudfall, or the Cloudbreaker Mountains, in Men, are no city at all! They must be made.
And I just want to find precursor technology.
Okay. You are out for settler tech.
Yes.
That's why you have come to Laramia. Jack, I believe we discussed this earlier, yes?
Yeah, but I want to see the world and make some money and hire cause and all that junk exactly as it says on the poster. That is my justification. That is what I'm doing. There's absolutely no ulterior motives. There is nothing suspicious. I'm just a burb that wants to travel and help find stuff.
Yay! Okay, so I have made Joe as a character, but he doesn't exist yet. So he's just gonna be hanging out. Being awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna... Please stop moving. I must copy and paste you to a place. I'm actually not gonna copy and... Get out of the way, Sam. You're not even here. Well, actually, I don't need to copy and paste you to this place. This is purely scenery. So, let's just... Your travels have brought you here, to the Lyceum
Wow.
at Laramir. The Auron Tower, which is this thing, glistens in the distance, and there are many tarly crows flying around, making an ungodly noise.
My people.
At the top of the hill of the Lyceum, you are met by this gentleman. His name is Alvus Fren, and he is the one you have been hired by. He's giving a lecture currently to a group of basically freshmen, but like Greek freshmen in like togas and shit. So, kind of, toga party has gone horrifically wrong and everyone's hungover.
I think there was a toga party at the den the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So, you can stand and listen to him. I have not actually prepared what he is saying, but I can make shit up as I go along. Or you can just go up and talk to him, or you can just wander around and try to steal his stuff. There are no locks on the doors.
I'll personally sit there and listen. Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to talk to him, but if he's talking already, then like,
He's giving a lecture.
yeah.
Keep in mind, you will have to do a roll because it's an academic lecture. So Dallas might be able to get this.
Well, I got a higher education.
Yeah, but like, do you specifically have a higher education in Earth lore, which is the subject he is talking
Definitely not.
about? Yeah.
Well, I don't know how that higher education trait thing works, but
It would.
I don't have that knowledge skill.
Yeah.
I have like a history skill.
History. Earth lore is kind of more religion because that's what they view it as. Technically, it's history of Earth.
I'm
they
kind
don't
of just
really-
like, I guess, spacing out unless I hear mention of settler tech.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna give like a brief little thing because it's like an anecdote. I'm just gonna tell you an anecdote because it makes me happy that this is a thing that I get to do. So, way back before man was born, the mother got into a fight with the father and decided she needed some alone time. So she went up to live in the sky, specifically on the moon. And the father got sad and lonely and decided he needed his wife. So he went to the gambler, which is his brother. There's this weird incest thing going on because they're the only three things in the world, so the gambler is also potentially in contest for the mother, and the mother is the father's sister as well. So he goes to the gambler and asks him to help him build a ship to help him get to the sky. And they do, and it goes wrong several times. It blows up. Many of their little testing helpers die horrifically, but in the end, they make it. And the ship was named Apollo 11. That is how they remember the Apollo missions.
I see.
Okay.
And then afterwards, Mother got very pissed off because she did not want Father coming and dragging her down. So she blew up the ship. And that is how they remember Apollo 13. But the gambler saved them through his ingenuity. So yeah. Go on, speak to him. His lecture is now finished. Most of it will be by text. I just didn't have text. And
So is this the same person that put up the posters?
not specifically, but he designed the posters. He basically came up with the Lyceum. He's not the head honcho of the Lyceum, but only because he was more interested in academic
I see.
things.
So, I didn't realize it was the Lyceum that. Okay.
Yeah, you're in the Lyceum. The Lyceum is the one that put out the posters. Cade is funding the expedition, but there's kind of a weird thing because there's not really a strict line between the Lyceum and Cade.
I see. Well, let's find out who's in charge of these expeditions to, like... Nope, get started, I guess.
I feel like this guy's talking about history when we're supposed to be going on an expedition. What's going on?
Talk at him if you want. You can talk as various people by the as thing at the bottom, which is how I'm talking as Ava's friend.
Wait, how do I make it go to me?
It says
At the
as.
bottom,
Yeah.
there's a drop
Oh,
box.
I
You
see.
can choose your name or your character's name.
Oh, I get it. Alright.
I like how most of us are like, yeah, that's nice for the religion stuff. Let's just find the riches.
You figured out how to emote. Lovely.
Work is a placeholder name. But
Okay. That's fine. If it helps, most of like the naming traditions from Featherfolk are kind of like Indian or Asian inspired.
Okay.
Not necessarily. They're also like Elvish. They're names that were made to sound cool. It's not like they inherited these names. They
Okay.
came up with them in order to sound awesome. So.
I see. My intelligence stat is not very high. I guess it's average.
Would it make more sense if I had tar or oil?
Probably sorry.
Probably tar, yeah, because they don't really have oil refining.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like cooking oil or like the oil they had in medieval times, not like petrol oil. Alright.
Is the game still going?
I think I'm just gonna. The game is still going, but.
What? If you just want to pay me for it, and then I don't have to expedite anything on my way to the riches. I'm not sure what.
I wasn't sure how to noun expedition. Or verb
Okay.
expedition.
Okay, Sylvan. No problem. Scalies are mostly non-verbal anyway, so. Yeah, we can take a break.
It's actually 10 after 5. When
Yeah.
did we want to finish?
I was thinking that like 2 hours was as much as I was going to handle, but I'm actually feeling alright.
Okay.
So, break would be much appreciated, but I can definitely come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll be kind of around all day. Let me, I don't want to be a party pooper, but I have to, check my emails and stuff. I might have some work to do if, okay, no emails. So I'm pretty much here all day. I just gotta go find some food, because it's actually 12 here, and, I mean, I don't eat breakfast, so lunchtime
Yeah,
is
no,
like,
go
5
eat.
o'clock for me.
Go eat.
12 like it's noon, yeah.
Yeah. Go eat.
Okay, I'm actually gonna drop out of the call,
Okay.
and maybe find some junk food.
We can end the call together.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.